Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Anita Handmade Creation. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you on how to make this bootcut pan. First thing you're going to do is to get a drafting paper. You're going to draw a straight line, which is going to be the guideline because my paper is not straight. Now what I'm going to do is I'll be using my waistband of 2 inch. So my measurement is going to start from that 2 inch downward. I'll measure from the waist to the hip depth, which is 8 inch, from my waist to my crotch depth, which is 9.5 inch. If you don't know how to get a crotch depth, divide around your hip by 4. Whatever you have, you're going to mark it, or you use the video on the screen. Then you measure from the waist to the knee line and from the waist to the hemline of your pants. After doing so, I'm going to go ahead. I'll be drawing it with a straight line. Once I'm done doing so, I'm going to level it the waistline, the hip depth line, the crotch depth line, the knee line, and the hem line. The next thing I'm going to do is to take round my hip divided by 4. Round my hip is 38 divided by 4 is going to give me 9.5. I'll mark that up. Then I'll come on here, on the hip depth line, I'm going to mark the same thing, and on the crotch depth line, I will mark the same thing. Connect that up. Once I'm done doing so, to get the crotch depth extension, what you do is to take 1/4 of your hip, divide it by 4. Whatever you have, you're going to extend it up for the front crotch depth. Then you're going to go up by 2.5 inch. Then now go in by 1/2 inch and go down by 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead now and connect it up. You can either use your freehand or you use your French curve ruler if you have one. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to that 1/2 inch that I went in, and the 1/2 inch that I went down, I will connect it all the way to the side seams like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull 1/4 of my waist measurement. Then if you're going to be adding that to your front piece, you're going to be adding up your 1 inch for sewing allowance. For me, I don't like adding that to my front piece, so I'll just go ahead and connect that up. Take note that I have not added any sewing allowance. The next thing I'll do is to measure up whatever I have here to get the center point, okay, because we want this to be fitted around the knee all the way to the downer part. So I'm just going to measure up whatever I have to get the center line. I will mark that up, connect it up with a straight line. Once I'm done doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is to come on the crotch depth line. I'm going to go down by 2 or 3 inch to get the lap line, okay? Connect it up with a straight line. Once you're done doing so, the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead now. So I will take my lap measurement divided by 2. Whatever I have, I'll still go ahead and divide it by 2. Remember, we need 1 piece for the front and 1 piece for the back. 2 is going to give me 10.5. 10.5 divided by 2 is going to give me 5.025. Whatever you have, you go ahead and mark that up. I'll also go ahead and take round the knee and divide it by 2. Whatever you have, you divide it again by 2, like I did the same thing for the lap line, okay? Then take the ankle measurement and divide it by 2. Whatever you have, you go ahead and divide it again by 2, meaning that we are actually dividing it up by 4, okay? Then once I'm done doing so, I'm going to go ahead and connect it to those points that I've just marked. Once I'm done connecting that up, I'm going to go ahead and cut that up. You can level it up the front. The next thing I'm going to do is to take another paper. Right now I'm going to pin the front on it. We'll be using it to make the back. First thing I'm going to do is to come here. I'll extend it up by 2 inches, or either you can take 1/4 of your hip, divide it by 4, whatever you have, you extend it up there. Then I'm going to go down by at least 1/2 inch. From this part, I'm going to go in by 1.5 inch. I'll go up by 2 inch. If you're that booty, go up by 2.5 inch. Then I'll measure up whatever I have here, and then I'm going to mark that up here. But first of all, I need to extend this line so that it should be straight. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect these points up. Then I'm going to take whatever I have from here. I will mark it up here. The measurement, I will mark it up here. Then I go ahead now and connect it all the way to that point. After doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll be adding 1/2 inch here at the side. Okay, add it all the way down. Then at this point, I'll go ahead and extend 1.5 inch. Here 1 inch, on the knee line 1 inch, on the hemline 1 inch. Then I will go ahead and connect that up. You're going to take your time here. Make sure you connect it neat. Now what I'm going to do is I will open it up and just mark like 1 inch inward. Then I'm going to go ahead now, connect it all the way to that point. Now I just realized that here it's looking funny, so you're going to go ahead and deepen it up by at least 1/2 inch. Okay, then I'll be cutting that up. I'm just marking where the nail line is, the crotch depth is, so we should know where it is at the back pattern. Just connect those lines that are going to be your guideline, especially when we are slashing and spraying that up. For the back piece, I'm going to create my dart. I'll go in by my nipple to nipple divided by 2. Whatever you have, you mark that up. Then you're going to go down by 6 inch. Then you're going to connect it all the way to that 1/2 inch both sides that you went out. After doing so, we're going to go ahead and cut that up. Go ahead and level it up the back, and now what you're going to do is to mark the center point of this part. Since we did not mark it at the back, go ahead and mark. Then we're going to go ahead and cut it all the way to this end, but making sure that we leave a small piece that is going to hold the pattern. Do the same thing to the back piece as well. Once we're done doing so, we're going to grab another paper. We'll be spraying this on it. At this point, the more you spray, the more opens you have at the downer part. So I'm just going to use my hemming, that's my stickable gum, to gum it up like that. Then now I will go ahead and spray it the way I want. I will draw a center line that is going to be the guideline. I'm going to do the same thing here. Now, from both sides, you can either go ahead and spray it up by 5 inch, by 7 inch, by 8 inch. The more you spray, the more flare it is at the downer part. I will go ahead now to use my paper gum to stick the paper to the paper, then to hold it up so it should not move. I will do the same thing to the back as well. Remember the same thing, that whatever you use for the front, you're going to repeat the same thing to the back. Like I said, the more you spray, the more open it is at the downer part. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'll be connecting that up first. Then I'll go ahead and extend 1 inch for the hemming allowance. 1 inch, 1 inch, and I'm going to repeat the same thing to the back as well. After doing so, you're going to go ahead and connect that up, but make sure nothing is looking funny. You want everything to be the same, okay? Once I'm done doing so, I'm going to go ahead and cut that up. After cutting, I will be done with this tutorial. So I hope you find this helpful. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. Sewing tutorial is going to be coming up very soon. Stay cool, cut your waistband, and voila, everything is done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you some other time. Bye.